Hello, if anybody's there currently. I don't know if you can hear me okay. If you are, you'll have to tell me what the audio quality's like, what the volumes are like, and I can adjust as we go. Because the keynote will begin shortly, so we'll just see how it goes. Hopefully it will begin on time. And we'll see some cool stuff for this year. Let me know about volumes in the chat if anybody has any problems. Make sure that you can hear it. So no volume from me or the actual footage that's going on in the background.
Good morning, Barcelona! Did you see that lineup of games? Megabonk, which just became one of the most played games ever on Steam. Peak, a game built by just a handful of talented developers in a few weeks. Schedule 1 from solo dev TVGS, now topping the charts.
Alright, well I'll see. Not sure why it's not coming through. Although, I'll turn it up a little bit and you can tell me if this one makes any difference.
Grail, The Fall of Avalon, Blue Prince, and of course, Hollow Knight Silk Song.
I'll turn this up as well.
3 of these year's highest rated games. And let's not sleep on the quality and the artistry of the Unity games we're seeing on mobile this year, like Kingshot and Uma Musume, a diverse set of hits that show just how vibrant mobile gaming is across all genres. What an incredible explosion of new ideas and new gameplay we've been treated to this year. Each week we're seeing new breakout hits like these, too many to fit into just one highlight reel, and we are so proud that they are all made with Unity. There has never been a more innovative and successful game development community in history than all of you. And everyone at Unity is working to serve your dreams, to ensure that you have the power and control to create your vision We build and maintain a cross-platform ecosystem that will support you from the day you first install the editor to the day you find yourself operating a live game with millions of players. Thank you so much to all of the developers whose games you just saw, many of whom are with us here in Spain, for making us a part of their present and future, and a very warm welcome to all the Unity builders out there, wherever you are in your creation story. Hello again, everybody. My name is Matt. I'm the president and CEO of Unity. It's great to be back with you here for another Unite. Whether you're here in person or watching us online, we're really happy to have you with us. And a special shout out to all of our sponsors who are making this possible for us. Today, over 3 billion people play games, and the love for interactive entertainment has never been deeper or more profound.
I have maxed out the settings now.
Consumers are spending more and more time gaming. And as enthusiasm for the new AI-infused social media dips and short-form video consumption flattens, the world increasingly realizes what we've known all along, that play and the connections we make while we're playing are a beautiful and fundamental part of what it means to be human, and that will never change. For 20 years, Unity has been on a mission to democratize game development, and thanks to your creativity and trust, the Unity engine now powers 70% of the top mobile games in the world.
Hey, everybody.
On PC, your games represent a third of this year's hit games on Steam. In web gaming, you're making your presence felt as well, with about half of all web games made with Unity. And while it's clear that many of you are thriving, and the industry as a whole is certainly growing, we also know that for many, it has been a tough year making games. We've seen some high-profile closures of studios, some talented individuals looking for work, and players finding frustration in some of the entertainment they love. Challenging platform economics, broken game discovery mechanics, and increased marketing costs continue to squeeze all game makers everywhere. And with AI creating both excitement and some uncertainty about the future, there's understandably a lot of debate about how the creative community should respond. But when I look out at the landscape, what I see is great Unity developers everywhere tuning into what players really value. And when we as an industry do that, good things happen. So what are the great developers focused on? Building innovation in gameplay, rather than investing time to achieve marginal enhancements in graphical fidelity. Bringing those gameplay innovations to market faster, rather than spending time cramming in every tired genre trope. Ensuring high performance across every platform. And then taking the time to build authentic and vibrant communities to support the creative endeavor. When we as creators stay true to these ideals, games will find their audience, regardless of the size of the team or the resources available. And it's our job at Unity to be your partner through that process, to be the bridge between your creativity and the players who will turn it into the next global phenomenon. At Unity, we think of the game creation process in 3 phases: develop, deploy, and grow. We've always cared a lot about all 3 phases, but we're increasingly focused on how they work together and the possibilities that those connections can unlock for you. In the development phase, we've always believed in flexibility and extensibility, enabling you to create the ideal tool set to reach your vision. But historically, that openness has sometimes come at the cost of performance, stability, upgradability, and security. But that is all changing. To enhance security, we recently launched a new initiative called Unity Core Standards. Core Standards is a new set of technology guidelines that will provide developers with verified and signed packages to enhance trust and reliability for the third-party tools that bring our platform to life. To drive better performance, stability, and upgradability, we've changed, well, basically everything about how we develop the Unity engine. With Unity 6, we now production verify everything we build with external partners. And this has allowed us to set an entirely new standard of performance across all of our teams. This included partnering with Konami to build a full game ourselves from scratch this year, Survival Kids, the development of which was pivotal in pressure testing our day one support for the Nintendo Switch 2 and GameShare. But Konami is just one of the production partnerships that's helping us deliver quality to all users of Unity. And today you'll hear from both us and some very special guests about how it all works. Speaking of partnerships, we're placing a very strong focus on collaborative development in 2026. Our industry team is charging ahead with a new web authoring tool, currently in beta for non-gaming customers, which we call Unity Studio. Unity Studio enables teams to easily access and import data and then collaborate together on the production of interactive applications with no code required. We're excited about the new workflows of Unity Studio, and it's helping us think about how to build out collaborative authoring for everyone in the future. Later today, you'll hear from Adam Smith, our head of product, about how we're trying to speed all these new advancements and many more into Unity 6, where they can be seamlessly accessed through a new and improved upgrade process, rather than what we used to do was to make you wait years for a new version of the engine. And finally, for developers who choose to bring AI into their workflow, we're introducing something new in 26 called the Unity AI Gateway. The gateway ensures that verified third-party agents can interact with the editor, but securely, while enabling highly accurate Unity assistance powered by the deep context we have on your scene, hierarchy, assets, platform targets, and much more. To start testing the gateway, we want your feedback. So we're releasing an early access beta today so you can explore how it all works. Next, we have the deployment stage. This is a stage where your software begins to meet your players, the phase where developers really begin to understand the promise of what they've created. Our goal has always been to help you deliver quality and stability to the most players across all platforms. And now, not only are we delivering a new platform toolkit that makes cross-platform development far simpler, but we've also shipped a new foundation we call the Developer Data Framework, which provides you with deeper, more actionable insights about game performance while enhancing your control about how that data is shared and collected. The final part of your journey is where everything comes together. It's growth. With an optimized game developed and deployed, Unity stays with you to help you focus on player acquisition and monetization. And today we'll be showcasing the latest from Unity Vector AI, which is designed to do just that. And with app stores opening up globally and mobile IAP spend growing, we're introducing native commerce to Unity.
Hey there, Jonathan.
A single place to manage everything from your digital catalogs to payment providers and web stores across not just mobile, but web and PC too. Now, the industry response to our open cross-platform commerce solution has been really gratifying, and it sparked some extraordinary conversations. None of them more exciting than the one I had over Twitter with Tim Sweeney. But rather than tell you what we talked about, how about we just bring out Tim to tell us more? Please welcome our newest partner, the founder and CEO of Epic Games, Tim Sweeney.
Hey, you probably didn't expect to see me here. So you know, at Epic we make this other engine, begins with a U. But we also make the Epic Games Store, which hosts a huge number of awesome Unity games, and we make Epic Online Services and Fortnite. You know, recently we got together with Unity and we realized that we all share a common view of the need to support fair and open digital platforms. And one of the big challenges for developers now is the fragmentation of tools and publishing pathways. And just like the early days of the web, we believe that companies need to work together to build open and interoperable systems, and we're doing this now. So today we're announcing that Unity is going to bring their new in-app purchase SDK to all Unreal Engine developers. So this means that Unreal Engine devs, like Unity developers, will be able to choose Unity's in-app purchase APIs to handle cross-platform purchases, entitlements, pricing logic, and everything else, and to integrate the API once into their app and then have it work everywhere across all platforms and payment services. And this is really valuable now. You know, mobile platforms are finally opening up to competing stores and competing payment methods. I've heard me opining on this in the past, but it's happening now, and we're grateful for Unity to supporting it. And the ultimate goal is for developers to be able to build games and then deploy them anywhere they want, in mobile app stores, PC stores, on console, and in games that support developer-made content, like Fortnite and other things, which are a big and growing part of gaming. So today we're announcing a really neat collaboration between Unity and Epic that will bring games made with Unity into the Fortnite ecosystem. So Fortnite is a huge game that hit 100 million monthly active users last holiday. And though it began as a little battle royale game that we built, over time it's evolved into an ecosystem where 40% of playtime is going to third-party content built by independent developers like yourselves. And they're earning hundreds of millions of dollars a year from participating in Fortnite. And now it's going to open up to all Unity games, thanks to some really amazing network technology that Unity built that connects other engines into Unity through a networking protocol to make this work. So starting next year, Unity developers will be able to publish games directly into Fortnite to appear in Fortnite's discovery system alongside games built with Unreal Engine, and to participate in the Fortnite economy as it evolves towards an open metaverse economy connecting all users and all engines. So we're really excited about this, and we're grateful for the partnership with Unity and to be able to work together to build an open and fair future for all gamers. Thank you very much, and thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Quite an interesting collaboration there. I don't know what everybody else's thoughts are on it.
I'll take you.
That was fun, right?
And you're a free man.
Thanks again so much to Tim and the entire team at Epic for the partnership, and for Tim for being with us this morning. We're so excited to see the collective imagination of the Unity community introduced to the millions of players in Fortnite, and to enable Epic developers to take advantage of our new commerce tools. All right, so that was a lot, but remember, it's all about develop, deploy, and grow. We want to be the bridge between your creativity and the players who will make your game the next enormous phenomenon. So to get us started, I'll hand you over to Adam, our head of product development. But just to say one last thing, which is on behalf of the thousands of us who work at Unity around the world, thank you so much again for your passion and your partnership and your support. It really does drive everything we do. Adam, take it away.
Well, I am not sure how to top that. Unity, Epic, on stage at Unite. That's unreal. Forgive me, I had to. Couldn't help it. All right, hey everyone. I'm Adam Smith, and I lead the engine product team here at Unity. Prior to that, I've worked in both games and with our partner studios for the past 2 decades. And Matt just mentioned we have the absolute privilege of working with every single kind of studio and seeing every single kind of game in production. What excites us most is how many of you are building games today. The industry is changing, and we are as well. At Unity, we love giving you choice. From the openness of our engine to the pipelines and extensions that you add, we see many different approaches to production. And lately, we've seen a new model from many of you that's really inspired how we think about what we do. Essentially, it comes down to develop, deploy, and grow. You are collapsing older, phased approaches to making games into one development phase. You know what you want to build. You don't need a green light from anybody or anyone. You just start developing. Then you deploy fast. Test with players, get feedback, iterate. And from there, players discover your game across platforms, across communities, and your success grows. And this is not a theory. It is already happening right here within the Unity community. This new model is changing how we work as well. We are rebuilding our roadmap to accelerate exactly this. Here is how. We're helping you develop faster with shorter import times, quicker play mode, and faster builds, all while ensuring Unity 6 remains stable for you. We're helping you deploy faster with more supported platforms than any other engine, and adding new cross-platform tools to simplify development. We'll help you grow an audience of engaged players faster. with our discovery platform, Unity Vector, bringing players who will love your game and keeping them engaged with real-time diagnostics, smarter live ops tooling, and in-app purchasing to give you more options for monetizing your game. We're going to be talking about all three parts of this production model today: develop, deploy, and grow. So let's start with develop. With Unity 6, we decided to make a big change to how we develop the Unity engine. With many exciting updates in development, we spoke with many of you, from solo developers to our largest enterprise customers, about how you want to receive changes to the Unity engine. The loud and clear message that we got was upgradability. You want us to deliver new updates to Unity in a way that keeps you working. And this is why we pivoted our approach to deliver updates incrementally with each release of Unity 6, so that you can adopt them without friction to your ongoing projects. In Unity 6.3, currently in beta, we're laying the groundwork for 2026. This coming year, we're making iteration speed one of Unity's absolute greatest strengths. We all know that nothing slows momentum like waiting on a long build time. That's why we've started optimizing at our very foundation in places such as asset bundles, scriptable build pipelines, shader variant management, and beyond. And the results speak for themselves. In testing with Stunlock, V-Rising saw a previously 4-hour build time drop by half. And 10 Chambers' upcoming Den of Wolves went from 90-minute build times to just 30 minutes. Alongside this, we are continuing our journey towards support for Core CLR, with a technical preview in desktop player in an upcoming Unity 6 release. The player preview will give users first access to Core CLR in Unity, which, when complete, will bring modern .NET and C# features that you expect today, higher CPU performance by default, smarter garbage collection, fewer frame spikes and less memory fragmentation for smoother gameplay, and a future-proof foundation for all platforms to come. And as Matt just mentioned, we are investing in providing new ways to create and collaborate. Many of our industry customers are interested in creating 3D applications, but lack the in-house experience to use the Unity editor itself. After all, their business is selling cars, airplanes, entire factories, and beyond, not building 3D software. For those users, we just launched a new product in beta, Unity Studio. Unity Studio is a simplified authoring tool that runs in a web browser. It features everything that an industry customer needs, such as built-in asset transformation that supports all of their CAD data, low-code and no-code workflows, and a one-click publishing solution. Unity Studio just launched in beta, but we think there is great potential in bringing more authoring workflows to the web browser in the future, and we will be sure to share more about this next year. There's much more to tell, so be sure to check out the roadmap session for the full picture today. This roadmap, it's built specifically to align directly with your goals and your needs, iterating faster and reaching players across platforms to build the largest possible player community. Lately, many of the most exciting game launches did not take years of planning. These were small teams using Unity to develop quickly, deploy fast, and find the fun with their players in real time. Which brings me to a story that I cannot wait to share with you. One of these studios is here with us today. Everybody, please welcome Zorro from Landfall Games, who will tell you how the summer hit Peak came together in just weeks and launched straight to the top of the Steam charts. Zorro?
Hi everyone, my name is Zorro. I'm a programmer at Landfall. I'm here to talk to you about Peak, which we built in collaboration with our friends at AgroCrab. Peak is a co-op climbing game. You and your friends play as a lost scout group, and you need to scale a mountain to get rescued. You manage resources, treat injuries, and eat mysterious mushrooms while you try to climb your way to the top. Peak came together pretty quickly, 7 devs spent about 10 weeks full-time on this project. The 2 teams rented a Airbnb in Korea together for 4 weeks, with no idea except to make and ship a game. In the first week, we set up a multiplayer game and a player controller, and after that, we'd work every day, go out for dinner, and talk about what we wanted the game to be, and then have a play session for 2 or 3 hours before going to sleep. This created this really nice feedback loop. Every night, we'd play the game, then decide what to work on the next day. We kept playing until we had something that felt really special and strange. I'm not sure we would have been able to get there if we weren't in Unity 6. The fact that we could just slap a bunch of rocks together and call it a mountain without worrying too much about how to render all of that really helped us focus on what the game was. We decided to focus on just the fun of climbing the mountains. After that, we explored mechanics built on friendship, like placing rope, sharing items, and reaching out to help someone. Working together can be really fun, but so can the scenarios when you trust someone and they betray you. Like, hey, you didn't help me. Why? I screamed for you. You were just eating a banana? It was immediately super funny. I think it helped that we were developing the game in the way we did, that we were all friends playing the game together like we assumed our players would be. So if you haven't played Peak yet, I hope you check it out. I hope you really like it. Thank you.
Thank you, Zorro. AgroCrab and Landfall. Small team, iterating for just weeks, not years. They launched Peak and sold 10 million copies in just a few months. That is extraordinary. But again, what excites us most is not how high they climbed, it's how they got there. They did not grind through bottlenecks. They built fast, tested, iterated, and Unity made that possible. It's the new reality that we want to accelerate for all of you, for every developer, for every Unity developer. And to do this, we're holding ourselves to a higher standard of quality, performance, and stability. So the question is, how? How do we do this? It starts with production verification. We do not just test features in labs anymore. We co-develop with partners, and we ship them inside real games before they ever reach you. We took our Unity Studio productions team and put their work on real productions at the very heart of the engine development process. With production verification, every new feature going into the engine is tested, both automated and hands-on, in real game productions. In addition to Survival Kids, the game that we developed in partnership with Konami, we work with many of you to pressure test updates to Unity in productions large and small. Our focus on performance and stability is already yielding some amazing results. In the last 2 years of Unity development, our focus on quality has seen regressions decline by 30%. User-reported issues decline by 22%, forgive me. More issues resolved month by month than we receive. In fact, 2025 is on track to close with the lowest open bug backlog levels in 3 years. These are the kind of real, measurable gains that we know make a difference to all of you. Iteration improvements, proven in production. Runtime optimizations, proven in production. Cross-platform reach, live operations, monetization, everything that you need to succeed will be production verified in real-world games. And we are taking this mindset beyond Unity's own tech to continue building a healthy ecosystem. You just heard Matt talk about Unity Core Standards, a new verification program that helps key third-party SDKs ensures that they are held to the highest quality bar with compatibility information, built-in versioning, and package signatures. This is how Unity becomes the assembly point for your game's tech stack, bringing together first-party, third-party, and your own proprietary technologies, all proven, predictable, trusted. This is not just a principle. It's already how we're working today. Now, to show you how this looks in practice, I want to hand it over to the team that leads the way on production verification every single day, Unity Studio Productions. to share with you how they partner with Konami to co-develop Survival Kids, using it in production to verify many of the core improvements to Unity 6.
Yeah, that's always my gripe with the live streams and the keynotes as well. It's because it ends up being quite
Like
a
many
lot
of
of
you,
waffle without
I'm a
actually
game
showing
developer.
anything.
In my career, I've worked
Really
on a wide
meaty that
range
we can
of
look at.
genres, platforms, and engines. I've also
I
experienced
will
the same
make a video
highs
to sum all
and
this
lows of
keynote
game
up,
development that
so
many of you have.
I'll condense it down quite a lot.
Unity Studio Productions is our in-house development studio, and we believe that to make the best version of Unity for you, we need to be hands-on with our own technology. So we partner with studios to help them solve development challenges in Unity. We work with the likes of Second Dinner and the phenomenal Marvel Snap, Kinetic Games with the nerve-wracking Phasmophobia, and Black Salt Games with their beautiful Horror at Sea Dredge, to name just a few. But we wanted to go further. In 2023, we embarked on a new project with Konami. We asked ourselves a simple question. Could Unity create an entire game from start to finish in partnership with a publisher and against the ticking clock of a new platform launch? Well, on June 5th, we released Survival Kids, a family-friendly online co-op game alongside the launch of Nintendo Switch 2. The experience was, of course, great fun, and at times a humbling reminder of how difficult game development can be. We built Survival Kids with a range of Unity technology. We used Unity 6, rendered with URP and the new adaptive probe volumes, and optimized with our burst and job system. Our online networking was built on netcode for entities, and on the back end, we used lobby and relay. We tried to use as many different Unity tools and features as possible. And we weren't just validating existing systems. One of the most exciting features of Nintendo Switch 2 is Game Share. With Game Share, a single Nintendo Switch 2 console can share multiplayer sessions of games. No downloading, no additional purchases. Let's take a look at Game Share in action. Playing Survival Kids alone is fun, but it's even better together. During development, we'd already built a great split-screen mode that ran at 60 frames per second. We used this as the basis of our Game Share support. To get started, all you need is a Nintendo Switch 2, a copy of the game, and you can start playing immediately with 2 friends locally. Survival Kids shares independent views to other Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2 consoles. 3 players exploring together with just 1 copy of the game. Rendering multiple independent views requires great runtime performance, and Unity 6 delivered. Working directly on real productions like this is how we can make brand new platform features possible on day 1, so all of you can build for Nintendo Switch 2 and Game Share with confidence. More players, more fun, more reach, all tested in Unity 6. You can learn more about how we optimize Survival Kids during our in-depth session here at Unite. This release wasn't just a milestone for us. It was a production verification exercise that will help us identify bugs and improve Unity's capabilities long into the future. Right now, more than 30 internal teams are using Survival Kids to test features and validate new releases. Next, I'm really excited to take a look at another Unity Studio Productions partnership with one of the most notable developers and publishers in the business, 2K Games. I'm thrilled to announce a multi-title partnership between 2K Games and Unity. Unity Studio Productions will help bring one of 2K's most loved games to a new platform and audience. This type of collaboration benefits every Unity developer. It allows us to verify even more of our technology in real-world productions. James from HB Studios and 2K Games will join us to talk about our first project together. But before that, we have a message from a very special member of the development team.
Hey Unite, I'm thrilled to give you an exclusive first look from 2K, HB Studios, and our partners at Unity. All right, par 3, 172, over water, slightly into the wind. I'm thinking hard 8.
That's not what I had in mind.
PGA Tour 2K25 now available to wishlist.
don't know how many people are interested in golf, but
Hello, Unite. It is great to be here. PGA Tour 2K25 is our most immersive and authentic golf experience ever. You can step onto the fairway as iconic pros like Tiger Woods, Justin Thomas, Lydia Ko, and many more. Or you can create your own MyPlayer and live out your dream golf career in the PGA Tour and at major tournaments like the PGA Championship, the US Open, and the Open Championship. You can also create and share your own courses with the world. Golf is our passion, and so is reaching as many players as possible through the joy of sport. The PGA Tour 2K golf franchise started out in a small town in Nova Scotia, Canada, where HB Studios began working on a little game called the Golf Club. We built that first golf game in Unity, and we've continued to use Unity to power our game as it grew into the PGA Tour 2K series that you know and love today. As you can see, it's high definition and beautiful. We used physical lighting and sky, atmospheric and volumetric fog, advanced global illumination, and reflections. Our characters use fabric and skin shaders with subsurface scattering. Their hair is rendered using double-sided transparency. And we use a range of post-processing effects, including depth of field, bloom, color grading, and temporal anti-aliasing. And our partnership with Unity is allowing us to bring all of this to the Nintendo Switch 2. You can already hit the greens in PGA Tour 2K25 on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. And as you heard here, it's coming to Nintendo Switch 2 very soon. We're releasing post-launch seasons that bring more challenges, more rewards, and endless reasons to keep coming back. So thank you, and back to you, Andy.
Unity do seem to be pushing their content, which is going to Switch too.
Thank you, James, and everyone at HB Studios and 2K Games. Working with a visually stunning game like PGA Tour 2K25 has been the perfect opportunity for us to production verify these rendering features in Nintendo Switch 2. It looks so real, I'm sure I'll still find a bunker on every hole. But of course, striving for realism is just one way to approach making a great-looking game. Up next, we're going to look at how we're continuing to iterate and update our 2D tooling to help support your vision. Here's Russ.
Unity powers the vast majority of cross-platform 2D games across the world. We're proud to be the engine behind the 2D games that players love. And that comes from the inspiring ways that you use our dedicated 2D tools. 2D animation, the 2D pixel perfect camera, and the 2D tile map editor have helped bring your artistic visions to life. Whether it's a precise pixel art, or smooth skeletal animation, or sprawling handcrafted worlds, we've seen these tools at work in some extraordinary games over the years, including acrobatic action platform roguelike, The Rogue Prince of Persia, the occult puzzles of Strange Antiquities, and beloved subterranean sandbox game, Core Keeper, and countless more. These games delight players while showing the sheer breadth of what you can create. Our 2D tooling is designed to empower you to build anything you can imagine, whether it's organic, hand-drawn experience, a tile-based adventure, or a physics-centric puzzle game. We're committed to giving you the most performant, optimized, and stable 2D authoring tools possible to power your vision. Hollow Knight Silksong. Maybe you've heard of it. Team Cherry's follow-up to 2017's Hollow Knight was probably the most anticipated game of this year, launching simultaneously on 6 platforms, including Nintendo Switch 2, and built with Unity. The game uses classic 2D game development techniques in Unity to feature beautiful, handcrafted levels and fascinating characters brought to life with 2D flipbook animation. These visuals are arranged on the Z-axis for parallax scrolling, creating a vast, deep environment. And dynamic chains and rolling rosary beads simulated with Unity's 2D physics are scattered throughout the game's brooding landscape. The Unity ecosystem provided all the tools, workflows, and extensive platform support that the team needed, so they could focus on telling the story of Hornet in the kingdom of Farloom. Now, let's dive into Unity 6.3. We have some exciting new 2D workflows that I can't wait to share with you. And this includes streamlined integration of 3D elements within your 2D projects. Now, we'll start by looking at this platformer. The world is 2D, made of sprites, sprite shapes, and tile maps. And, of course, it uses beautiful 2D lighting. But the character is 3D. This is a common scenario to take advantage of efficiencies in 3D character production. For example, it's much easier to create and iterate on a lot of animation clips in 3D, especially for a character or asset that's seen from different angles. To get the 3D character to render seamlessly with a 2D environment, we're using sort as 2D on the sorting group attached to the 3D object. We can see the 3D object sorts correctly. We're also using the new Sort 3D as 2D compatible mode in the material shader on the character. This enables the shader to work with the 2D lights that affect the corresponding 2D sorting layer. This mixed rendering works with all of the 2D renderers, like the sprite shape and tile map renderers, and it integrates well with other Unity features too. For example, in this cave, we can see shader graph and VFX graph working with the character. And finally, it also works with sprite masks. The 3D character is now only visible inside the sprite mask in this portal. If you're with us in person at Unite, you should check out the demo at our expo booth. There's a growing need for scalable and consistent, as well as performance-optimized physics content in 2D games. So we're introducing a new 2D physics low-level API. It's built on Box2D version 3, the latest actively developed version. So whether you're developing 2D games or physics-based assets for the asset store, you'll benefit from multi-threaded performance, enhanced determinism, and visual debugging support for both editor and runtime. Now, all the features you just saw are available in Unity 6.3, so you can jump right in. We're also updating our 2D ebook with fresh 6.3 content, and we'll be releasing the new 2D samples shortly. So, now you've seen some of what we're working on to help you develop great games. Production verification used across the engine. Core standards,
Would any of you
leveling
use
up
those
our ecosystem.
2D and
Plus better
or 3D
stability
and 2D
and performance
features?
through iterative
In their
delivery
example, it
of
looked a
new
little bit
updates
awkward.
to Unity 6.
Not awkward in
So
its
now, let's turn
implementation,
our attention
but awkward in how
to
it looked visually.
deployment. Getting your games out there and in players' hands. First up, James is going to talk about some really exciting work from Unity's platforms team. Thank you.
I would still actually like to know some real good, meaty improvements for
Thanks,
the engine.
Russ.
So I don't feel as if we've seen
We've
any yet.
come a long way since being the Mac only engine of 20 years ago. Today, Unity supports over 25 platforms, from mobile phones and the latest consoles to high-end desktop and everything in between. You can deploy your games to the largest number of platforms with Unity. And on the platforms team, our mission is to bring you stable and performant runtimes so you can meet your players wherever they want to play, even on day one. We were so proud to offer full launch day support for Nintendo Switch 2. And we're already seeing a strong Made with Unity lineup of amazing games, like the awesome co-op hit LEGO Voyagers, which is available now, and Skate Story, which we cannot wait to play on December the 8th. And we also offer day one support for Android XR, with tools, features, and documentation to help you get started on this exciting new platform. But here's the thing. When you're releasing a multi-platform game, making a bunch of different builds for each of your platforms is really only one part of the journey. You actually have to publish that game everywhere, and that can be tricky. Before I joined Unity, I was a solo indie developer. I shipped a bunch of games across most of the platforms that Unity supports. But I really hit some hurdles when I came to make my first console game. I'll be honest with you, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea how to integrate all those different SDKs. And I think most developers don't, especially if you've never gone through the process before. And that's before you even start certification. And I remember thinking to myself, why is this so difficult? Why doesn't Unity just handle all this stuff for me? And I found that many of you shared that same sentiment. Well, in my work on the platforms team, I've made it our mission to solve that problem for you, which is why I'm thrilled today to introduce you to the Platform Toolkit. This is a new package you can use to integrate with platform SDKs with just one code path that works everywhere. We've started with the most critical areas you need to ship and pass certification, such as user management, controller management, save data, achievements. We've abstracted all of those things into a handy API that you call once, and it just works on all its supported platforms. We've even built systems to help you on platforms with and without SDKs, such as a proper save system, so you no longer have to write your own. So you're probably thinking, great, that means I don't have to rewrite my console code anymore. Well, it actually goes beyond that. We fully support not just consoles, but all major mobile and desktop platforms, including Steam. That's right, you use it once, it just works everywhere. So let's take a look at an example. Let's say you're using the Platform Toolkit to build your game for mobile. First, you integrate the Platform Toolkit into your project using our simple setup guides and samples. Then, you can unlock an achievement by getting the current user, accessing the achievement system, and then simply unlocking it. But what if you wanted to unlock that achievement on Steam? Well, there's nothing more to do. It's one code path, works everywhere. In fact, let's say this Steam game is a huge success and now you want to release it on Xbox. Easy, just import the platform support package for that console into your project and you're done. But it's not just about reducing the complexity of platform code. And if you're like me and maybe failed certification a few times, we want to help you there too. This new API has built-in workflows and validation checks that help you pass certification by ensuring the correct SDK usage. And in fact, you don't even need to build to device to test them. You can run all the workflows directly in the editor and even simulate failures, such as a user logout, storage full, or a network issue. And to further our commitment to production verification, we worked closely with our partners at Microsoft to put the Platform Toolkit through Xbox certification. And with our successful pass, this toolkit is proven ready for production use. And we continue to work with other partners to complete similar verification processes. We've been quietly working on this for a while now, and I'm so excited that I can finally announce it. And the best bit is coming in Unity 6.3. And I'm hugely excited for you to all go and try it and share your feedback. But this is just the start. We began with the most critical areas that you need to target, and we're going to continue to develop this toolkit, adding new features and support for any new platforms in the future. Our goal is to remove as many obstacles as possible from the development journey so that you can all focus on what you do best, which is making great games. Up next, we're going to take a look at how we're approaching data, including how you could use it to boost and customize your game's performance everywhere that it's played. Thank you.
I will say that that's very useful, because one of the things when I tried to develop the console, it was like running up a hill backwards with your hands and legs tying behind your back.
Simplifying how you can build for different platforms is essential, because that's where the players are.
Things I've actually seen.
And since players are using so many different platforms today, success means scaling your game's reach and playability. And that means you need to win across a few different areas. Games need to be highly stable and performant to offer smooth, playable experiences. They need to be highly discoverable, which means finding and reaching the right players. And they need to be optimizable, so you can continually tune your game's experience. Now, where and how you fine-tune your game will evolve over its life cycle. But the key to success at scale is data, your data. Data helps you understand if your game is even working. Is it stable? Is it performing?
Are your players doing what you expected they would? Or are they trying to tell you they want something that's slightly different? Are your current players even the right players? Or is there a more valuable group out there that you haven't been able to reach yet? These are all critical questions, and they all point to great opportunities. So to unlock success at scale, you need both the right data and the ability to use it to make the right move. And that makes your data extremely valuable. But putting that value to work requires that you understand and have control over how it's being used. And this is why we introduced the concept of developer data alongside Unity 6.2. It marks a change in Unity's approach to data, and it clarifies that the data your apps generate belongs to you, including, for example, the result of users playing your game or outside data that you bring to the Unity ecosystem from sources like Google Analytics. And since that data belongs to you, it remains in your control. With the developer data framework, you tell us what to collect and process, along with where and how you want that data used. The framework makes managing your data easy and clear, so you can direct Unity both explicitly in your framework settings and implicitly through the products and features that you use. Introducing developer data was something that we chose to do. We did it intentionally so we could make it clear that we are prioritizing your needs and choices, because Unity only succeeds when you succeed. We want to offer transparent, ethical data collection and processing for both developers and for players. So this starts with configurable, easy-to-understand data collection and usage controls for developers, which you can in turn extend to players via intent-based consent APIs and controls. This way, we want you to be able to focus on using developer data to achieve success at scale with complete peace of mind about how your data is collected and used, because you can be certain it's only doing exactly what you want it to. Okay, so I know that's all a bit abstract, and I'm talking about data like it's a bunch of ones and zeros. So let's take a look at a specific example of how data can help solve real-world problems in your games. Something you've told us loud and clear is that runtime performance and stability are both critically important to you and your players. But that gets really hard because players are on so many different platforms today and using all different kinds of devices and form factors. Nevertheless, your game and the Unity engine need to operate seamlessly in this fragmented environment. And that fragmented environment is something that's far too complex for us or anyone else to simulate in QA. So real-world diagnostic data becomes the key to unlocking performance and stability at scale. And doing that requires a totally new approach. So now I'd like to welcome out Ashley, who's going to tell you about our new engine diagnostics. Ashley?
Thanks, Russ. So let's talk about how you can use Unity's diagnostic data and tools to unlock unparalleled performance and stability in your game and Unity's runtime. Available for mobile and PC, Unity's new diagnostics is built natively into the engine, and it lets you monitor game health at a glance with critical metrics like crash-free sessions, application not responding messages, average session length, and memory usage, all in one place. You can also find tools to speed up triage and resolution of complex stability issues with detailed breadcrumbs and session timelines that streamline identification of root causes. And finally, you can leverage workflows with critical session, device, performance, and stability data, alongside insights on how issues are affecting actual players to prioritize by impact. Diagnostic data provides crucial insights into Unity's runtime performance for players at scale, so we can build a more stable development environment for everyone. We understand that optimizing your game shouldn't affect performance for players, so our diagnostic data collection is thoroughly tested and optimized for high performance on device. In fact, our production verification program validates these capabilities in real-world productions at player scale, like our publishing solution, Supersonic's mobile games. Take the Camo Sniper team, for instance. They use diagnostics to tackle a fundamental question many studios face. What defines a quality app for our players? By analyzing ANR rates and crashes across various Android devices, they could proactively diagnose issues, reduce instability, and pinpoint root causes. We've heard from many of you, even basic, out-of-the-box game metrics can be transformative. And that's why we made diagnostics that offer clear, actionable insights into real-world performance. As data access deepens and diagnostics evolves, we'll continue unlocking even more advanced capabilities, particularly for studios with established data pipelines. You can find diagnostics in Uni 6.2 and later. Russ, back to you.
Thanks, Ashley. Diagnostics is an awesome example of how you can put your data to work. And it's just one of the many things we're working on to help you deploy your games and reach even more players and on more devices. So what comes next? Well, once your game's deployed, the life cycle of your game moves on. And naturally, monetization becomes a pretty important focus. So up next, here's Rambod to talk to us more about IAP.
The landscape of in-app purchases is changing fast. Mobile, web, and PC platform app stores are no longer walled gardens. As different web shops and payment providers become available for games, paying high platform fees to access your players just doesn't make sense. We've extended our IAP solution to offer you more choice. So you can use web shops and use third-party payment processing systems to lower your platform fees and keep more of your revenue while making your games available on more sites. And if you want to just keep using the same built-in setup you've always worked with, you can still choose to do that too. But most of you will probably want some mix of these approaches to respond to market factors, because laws and regulations are changing quickly, regional norms vary, and some player cohorts are just less inclined to make purchases off-platform. With Unity IAP, you can optimize your pricing and business models across platforms to offer this mix more simply. It streamlines commerce to a single integration where you can manage payment providers and storefronts across every platform. It's designed to put you in control, giving you the freedom to move between solutions, access to multiple providers based on location, and a single place to manage all these choices across multiple purchasing platforms built directly into the editor. And all of this while increasing your profit margins. To do this, we're partnering with third-party payment solutions like Stripe, the programmable financial services company. Stripe's merchant of record solution and app-to-web payments platforms let you lower your costs while Stripe manages fraud, disputes, and tax behind the scenes. And Coda, a trusted partner to leading game publishers. Coda delivers global solutions for digital content monetization and distribution covering over 70 markets worldwide. We're also investing in IAP to make it work better for you by ensuring that our purchasing APIs are stable and that you can access new store features as soon as they become available. And we're making all these engine-native commerce features simple and scalable to reduce your maintenance overhead. So you can manage things like pricing, promotions, and live operations for multiple web shops and payment solutions across mobile, web, and PC. Unity IAP gives you a holistic view of your revenue, no matter where it's coming from, all in one place, free from any platform-specific tools and restrictions. So you have greater visibility and control over how you optimize your entire catalog across all platforms and devices. We're dedicated to putting you back in control of your own success. So now, I'd like to introduce you to Forrest and Tim from SciPlay to talk about why the social gaming powerhouse is getting in on the ground floor with IAP by partnering with Unity to production verify IAP tech while generating more revenue from their game. Tim, Forrest, welcome to Unite. So glad you could join us. So let's start with this. There are lots of tools out there to handle end-user payments. Why is the Unity ecosystem the right move for SciPlay?
Yeah, when it comes to something that's as fundamentally important to our games as payments, the who is actually as important as the what. And partnering with a familiar company that understands the unique challenges of the gaming industry just really gives us confidence. We need a solution that meets the needs from both flexibility, scalability, and performance. And this partnership minimizes the barriers to entry and the number of vendors that we have to integrate. So that's great. Right now, the landscape is shifting. The rules around digital commerce are evolving. Distribution methods are constantly in flux. And suddenly, every gaming company is being asked to solve problems that used to fall squarely into the platform's domain. And let's be honest, that's not where our competitive advantage is, right? Our focus is on creating amazing experiences for our players. So the value of Unity's ecosystem for us isn't really about a single feature. It's about a partner who is investing in the less glamorous, deeply operational parts of the stack.
Forrest is exactly right. And from an operator's perspective, we are also extremely pragmatic. We use the tools that win in practice, not just the ones that look good on a slide. So if Unity can offer a stable, well-tested path through that chaos, it lets our teams focus on building experiences that players can feel instead of chasing the shifting edges of policy and compliance. We're here because Unity is placing bets in the same direction the industry is already moving.
So your audience is really global. How important is the ability to control regional rollouts around local laws and user habits to you?
Hugely important. And honestly, it's one of the most quietly painful parts of running a scaled operation. People talk about global launches like they're one event, but they're really not. There are 1,000 micro launches wrapped in legal, cultural, and behavioral nuance. Germany isn't Brazil, Korea isn't Canada, and the rules can change while you're asleep. So having the ability to tune an experience by region isn't just a nice to have, it's table stakes for anyone who wants to be in the top tier. And honestly, most companies simply don't have both the infrastructure and the appetite to build all that themselves. Even at SciPlay, with a pretty sophisticated tech backbone, it's real work.
Yeah, I mean, if Unity can take on that burden for the broader ecosystem, that's good for the whole industry. It levels the playing field without pulling engineering teams away from their actual missions. And taking on the burden in a way that actually unlocks more alpha is a huge windfall for Unity developers.
Definitely. And when you think about it, how important is it for you to have something that you can just drop into a live game while being able to leverage your existing data and targeting?
That's a magic word, drop in. Retrofitting anything into a live game, especially one already doing real revenue, is like upgrading the engine of an aircraft while you're still in the air. Nobody wants to do that more than once, and approximately never if you get your choice. So if you can give a team a truly drop-in solution that respects their existing data models and lets them continue using the targeting and segmentation that they already trust, if you don't have to rewire the entire stack, that's the difference between adoption and a great pitch deck. So our competitive advantage is in using that data to create those experiences, not building payment and consent pipelines. Unity delivering a solution we can plug in seamlessly on top of what we've already built is a huge win.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. We've been a Unity customer for a long time, and we are genuinely excited to actually be partnering at an even more strategic and fundamental level to really maximize the benefits of this relationship, and we're super excited to see how we can be help to deliver something that adds immense value to developers everywhere.
Yeah, and if I can leave the room with one thought, it's that we're all building in an environment where the speed of change outruns most, if not all, of our roadmaps. The companies that thrive aren't the ones that guess right. They're the ones that stay adaptable. So anything that can help you stay nimble without burning your teams out is worth all of our attention.
Guys, thank you so much for coming out here to talk about this. We're so excited to be building the next era of in-app monetization closely with you. The flexibility of Unity's IP management system unlocks so many possibilities for the future, like experimenting and A/B testing different approaches by region, genre, or demographics to discover what works best for your audience in real time. You can sign up for early access using the QR code here. And the possibilities for personalization based on user data are huge. And up next, we'll take a peek at how this dynamic looks with Unity Vector Optimization to power greater player discoverability.
I was going to say you didn't miss an awful lot. There was a really cool feature there, Platforms Toolkit, to integrate all like achievements, saved files, and everything across game consoles.
Players have more games to choose from than ever.
Looks really useful.
So getting yours discovered is increasingly challenging.
It's just very waffly.
Game development is getting faster. But with that growth comes a need to ensure those games don't just get made. they get discovered. Helping players find the right game is an essential problem to solve. But discovery is personal. There is no one-size-fits-all in this market. You need to put the right game into the right hands. Enter Unity Vector. It's built to understand both the game and the player. To redefine how the industry solves its discovery problem and make sure that your games reach the audiences they were made for. At Unity, we combine two powerful advantages: insights about video games and visibility across billions of player sessions around the globe. Unity Vector understands the interactions between players and games. It makes decisions in real time, powered by state-of-the-art deep learning models capable of understanding complex patterns. This gives every game its best chance to be discovered by matching tens of thousands of titles to billions of players, helping you find exactly the right players who will love your game. Unity Vector is your intelligent partner, leveraging artificial intelligence and automation to scale your title with performance at its core. Performance, for us, is simple: the right game, the right player, the perfect match. When that happens, everyone wins. Players are delighted when they discover the games they love. Developers are delighted when their daily active users grow with the audiences that matter most. While Unity Vector is relatively new to this market, it's already delivering impressive results. We are seeing an increase of 15 to 20% in installs and up to 20% increase on in-app purchases spent by those players. And these results continue to climb. With Unity Vector, Homa dramatically boosted performance in all-in-whole. To share more about their success with Unity Vector, let's welcome Naveen from Homa.
Well, thank you so much, Felix. All-in-Whole has been our largest launch at Homa, and it marks a real shift in the kind of games all of us are trying to make. We've gone from quick, hyper-casual titles to games that are built for longer-term play, where players invest more time. And going in, our goal for ad spend was clear: to grow fast, but to make sure we were not using one channel across our users. We like to advertise across a lot of different channels. This way, if one slows down, we can keep growing. Historically, Wii ads was never our best channel. However, when we launched All-in-Whole with Vector, everything changed. In the very first month, we saw higher quality players who stayed longer, engaged more, at a cheaper cost per install. Vector helped us 2x the percent of players who buy, but also 2x the amount these players buy there. Getting users during soft launch is one challenge. However, keeping quality high while you scale is the real test. Most campaigns tend to have an influx of players at the beginning and then across have a slowdown over time. With Vector, we saw the complete opposite actually happen. It kept both scale and quality consistent for months after launch. This trend continues to happen. Just last month, Vector made up 1/3 of our ad spend across All-in-Whole, which is making this game a huge hit for us. We at Homa really value the partnership with the team here. They've been crucial to help us grow with their key insights. Their team has helped us find growth opportunities, have changes with the algo and auction, as well as help improve the campaigns over time. One insight that stands out a lot helped us push outside of the US market across APAC. This is where the team's insights was helping us grow APAC through the best geos for All-in-Whole across the US. At the end of the day, what matters most is bringing players who generally enjoy our game, who continue to come back and also have a good time. That's what actually matters here as well. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Hello again, and thank you, Naveen. It's so amazing to hear about studios succeeding at this scale. So now you've seen what we're working on to make it easier for you to build and grow your games business within the Unity ecosystem, with better tools to reach your players with Unity Vector, and more control over your player transactions with IAP. Unity has been and always will be about your success stories. Our work does not stop at just doing production verification. We're also giving back samples on how we do this. We want every Unity developer to have similar success to the studios that you've heard from here today. And to help accelerate your work, we're thrilled to announce 2 new templates that will help you develop multiplayer games. First, our multiplayer third-person gameplay sample. It's a multiplayer prototyping kit that uses netcode for game objects and features Unity building blocks content for quick iteration. There's a huge world of flexibility in what you can build with this. And secondly, there's a new multiplayer first-person shooter template. It's an extensible multiplayer FPS sample networked by default, and it leverages a new high-performance bridge technology between game objects and entities that our team developed to ship survival kits. These templates will be available in the hub with the full release of Unity 6.3. We are looking so forward to seeing what you will build with these. It has been amazing to spend this time with you today talking about this new vision of success in gaming, and to show you the tools and workflows we're working on to support you as you develop, deploy, and grow your incredible games and studios with Unity. Now, it is almost the end of our show, but before we break, I want to shift focus back to you and your incredible games. Let's welcome Kelly from the Made with Unity program.
Hey everyone, it's great to be back here again with you this year. And what a year it has been for Made with Unity games. That's why I'm particularly thrilled to talk about the 17th Annual Unity Awards, which recognizes incredible games and experiences across the Unity community. Let's see some of this year's amazing nominees.
Kelly, those look awesome. I've seen many of those, I've played many of those, but not all of them.
Okay, well, Adam, good news. We've got you covered. We, with our friends at Akupara, we're launching our very first Unity Awards Steam sale, running from December 2nd to December 9th. We'll showcase some of this year's Unity Award nominees, along with past winners and a few hidden gems. It's the perfect chance to discover your next favorite game, maybe even one you've had sitting on your wish list for way too long. And that's not all. We'll kick it off with our Unity Awards showcase on December 2nd, where we'll announce the winners, give away game codes, and premiere a few exciting unannounced Made with Unity games. We hope you'll join us for our live stream, but before then, we need you all to weigh in. Grab the QR code. Voting closes on December 21st, so don't miss your chance to pick the winners.
I definitely will. That's our show. Thank you. If you're here with us in person, we hope you have a great Unite. We hope you enjoy the sessions, the party, and most of all, each other, the Unity community. In 2026, we're taking our developer conference to new locations and on the road. We hope to see you there. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
I'd be curious to know a sort of out of 10 rating what people would give this keynote. I think overall, I like the fact that Unity are swaying towards making sure the engine is robust and verified as possible, with outsourcing to different companies and looking to make it the best it can be. I like looking at different platforms and integrating those features across everything, because developing for console and everything, it is a difficult situation. But maybe it's Keynotes in general these days. This one, more so than other ones from other years, it felt not showing very much, just too much talking about nothing. Just words for the sake of words. I could have said you could have shortened this by half an hour quite easily and it would have still got the same point across. I do think that it is, well, it has been a little bit disappointing. But I will actually look forward to seeing the roadmap session to see what's coming out in the future, and I'll probably make a bit of content on that as well, because this one didn't really focus on any big future features. Maybe they don't want to touch on different things like that. Yeah, they're focusing on a lot of monetization features, a lot of cross-platforms, especially towards Nintendo Switch. I suppose, on one hand, they show off the engine being used in larger titles, but equally, does it help the smaller developer? Yes and no. Well, all I know is that it's going to be an easier video to sum up what this keynote was all about. Well, thanks for joining the little live stream, and have a good time at work. Yeah, maybe you're right. It's all about big business and monetization, which I suppose it's down to the developers themselves, you know, the individual smaller developers, to keep on making the great things that they do and keep the core really there. But I suppose I'll have to say to everybody, thanks very much for joining the little watch along, although there wasn't a great deal to talk about in the end. And I hope everybody has a good rest of the day. I'm going to be working on a video just about the keynote, just to sum up the things that have been seen, so everybody has a little bite-sized take on it. And I'll be checking out some of the other sessions so they can get more for you to look at.